Welcome to Random Review Fridays segment on this channel where we pick one or two movies that may or may not have something in common. Once again, a good friend of mine is here, Christian.
Hey, what's up?
So what's the first movie we have on the menu?
First up on the menu. Alright, we get to eat these at the end?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. So the first movie we have is Maniac on the Loose.
Yes.
It is pretty much a patient escapes a local psychiatric ward or whatever it is, and the main doctor, the head doctor, does not want anyone to know, so he keeps it hidden. Meanwhile, he sends one of his security guards / minions or whatever he is out to find him. Right?
Yeah.
And then there's a maniac on the loose.
Right.
I don't want to get too much, more into it because it's a lot of spoilers for a lot of plot twists.
This movie has more plot twists than an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I saw this movie at his house. We had a movie night. There was a group of friends. We watched the movie, and I think we were like 15, 20 minutes in, and I was like...
30, more like 30 minutes.
More like 30 minutes in. And I was like, fuck this movie. We gotta change this shit. And then, literally, after I said that, the movie surprisingly got better.
Well, I think it was probably more than 30 minutes. The first 45 minutes of this movie are pointless and terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's right after we have a sequence, which I won't say who gets strangled, but it's just the longest strangling scene.
What happens is that we watch 45 minutes of the worst directed, worst edited movie out there.
Yeah.
Well, not worst, but pretty bad. And then we get to this 15-minute conversation between two doctors. It's 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
And the 15 minutes are all like exposition. Like, is it exposition?
Expositional dialogue.
Expositional to pretty much tell us what's going on, because we have no idea what's going on.
No.
Up to that point where they sit there and explain to us everything that's happening is when we finally understand.
Yeah, they didn't recap the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, and tell us things that they were not able to tell us by showing us. See, like they broke the number one rule of script writing: show, don't tell.
Yeah.
They didn't. They showed us clips that we had no idea what the fuck it was, and then they went on and explained to us, oh, this is what we meant to show you, but we couldn't.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not because of budget reasons, because they don't know how to write a fucking script. They don't know how to direct a movie.
Yeah, and then right after the conversation, we have the longest choke scene ever.
Oh, but it was so worth it.
It's probably like just as long as the conversation. It's probably 15 minutes long. Of just choking. It's amazing.
It's
fascinating.
Hilarious. I was cracking up in that scene. It's a shame I can't show the sequence, but it's for that sequence alone. It's worth buying it.
It's a bad movie, but at the end of the day, like, this is a very low budget company. It's called Big Biting Pig Productions, and one of the main actors in Maniac on the Loose is one of the owners of the production company.
Oh, really?
And he's also the director. So he's doing all these things, and yeah, the movie's bad, but that was.
It's curious without giving out any details, but a lot of the things that happen in this movie, a lot of things you start questioning. Like, why would someone do this? Why would someone go to this house? And then you get certain reveals at the end, and you think it's because of the bad acting, and the bad acting does not save the film, but you like...
It's like, there's terrible bad acting through the whole thing, and then there's this one character who's overacting like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And...
I love how they don't call the police. Instead, they... hire this guy.
Well, if you want to get into it, let's get into a little bit of spoilers right now, if you want.
A little bit, yeah. Without too much, but yeah. Go ahead.
Let's just not give all the twists.
No.
Just give one twist away. So, the head doctor at this psychiatric ward sends his minion out.
Ski Mask.
Ski Mask was his name, to try to find the quote-unquote maniac on the loose. But then, who we thought the whole movie was the maniac, turns out to actually be Ski Mask, who's out there actually killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like...
That's one of the little twists, but it's not a big... Because the big enchilada of the twist at the end is like, wow. Had they... it's like a twist on top of twist on top of a twist, and it's shocking, but it's laughable at the same time, because if they had a better screenwriter... And better actors, I think.
And better director.
Yeah, better director.
And better cinematographer.
Oh, yeah. Like, whoever shot this movie, every single sequence was, like, either like this, like from all the way down low, or way over the head.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm like, either they got a really shitty cinematographer, or the director and actor was also the guy holding the camera, so he would have to place it on the floor or put it in a weird spot, and then be like, all right, I think we're good. I think I'm in frame. I think we're good, and then just act it out.
That's what it seemed for a lot of parts of the movie.
It was terrible, and the cuts were horrible. Like literally, like let's say right now we're talking, but it would cut from like an angle of just you to a fucking roof angle, like I mean, the angle from the ceiling coming down, for like 2 frames, and then it'll cut back to you, and it's like, why are these cuts there? And it's like someone just messed up and accidentally threw that clip on the timeline. That's what it seemed like.
The other thing is that this movie it's bad, but it's hilarious.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
After the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, you have to sit through the first 45 minutes of this movie, and you're gonna get a worthwhile flick.
Yeah,
a piece of shit, but a worthwhile piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, this guy has made 6 movies total to this day.
How many? 6?
6. So.
I wonder if they're all just.
I think maybe he got better. Like, I think eventually we should make another review from a
Big Biting Pig Productions?
Big Biting Pig Productions, and see if they gotten any better.
Hopefully so. So.
Hey, you gotta give it that the movie was entertaining.
After the first 45 minutes are excruciating to watch.
Pretty much, this guy was like, "Fuck this movie. Let's turn it off. Let's turn this shit off." I'm like, "Wait, 45 minutes in. We gotta keep watching." And then, like 10 minutes after his little temper tantrum when he wanted to turn it off, 10 minutes after that, we're all like, "You wanted to turn this off? You wanted to turn this fucking shit off?" It's so amazing.
It turned from a piece of shit to a magnificent piece of shit.
A hilarious piece of shit.
Yeah, it was just like it had some of the biggest surprises. I want to think that they made the first 45 minutes bad, so that when you get to the rest of the film, you're like, oh shit, what happened here?
Yeah.
Did they hire someone else to make the movie? Because I mean,
no, it was the same pace, same angle, same shitty, but.
Yeah, it still looks like shit, but it was more entertaining.
Well, because it was hilarious.
It was
supposed to be a good movie.
Yeah, it's unintentionally bad. That's one thing that both of these movies that we're going to review have in common, which I know you don't like the second film that we're going to review.
Oh, I love this one.
I didn't own... I think you found... Tell the story really quickly before we wrap up about how you found this movie.
I think I was at a movie stop. They were having a sale, so
they were closing down.
I found this DVD, and I'm like, alright, first of all, this cover looks shitty. This back looks shitty. I need to own it, and I need to watch this thing.
Yeah, it looked like a bootleg. It was like, this looks like a piece of shit. Let's watch it. And that's what we did. Mm-hmm. So I recommend this movie if you want to watch something that is so bad it's good. That's definitely what this movie is, and I think you'll enjoy it for that.
Definitely. Yeah. I'll say watch it, because I enjoy the shit out of it.
So keeping in the tradition of movies that are so bad that they're good.
Wait. That movie was amazing. Maniac Gonna Lose is...
Okay.
Top of the line shit.
Top of the line shit, okay. But this one is just plain shit. This is probably the worst movie ever made in history, and it's called Things. Things is an interesting piece of shit. It's probably an unwatchable piece of shit for a lot of people, but this is a piece of shit that you can watch with a lot of friends just to see their face unfold in how bizarre and ridiculously stupid this movie is. What it's basically about, this is a ripoff of various films, of Evil Dead, Alien, and the story is pretty much these kids come to a cabin and they find these creatures.
That was supposed to be a cabin?
It was supposed to be a cabin, but it's a house.
It just looked like a house.
It looks like a house, but it's trying to be a cabin, I think.
But it wasn't even in the middle of nowhere. It looked like a house.
It's like a house, yeah. Supposedly this movie was shot for, I think, $25,000 back in 1989. Don't quote me. I think it was more or less. I know it was a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, not for the time. To make a movie at the time, it's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money, but this looks like it was shot for $25.
Well, you talk about now time, because then you had to rent equipment, you had to buy film. It's not like now that we have cards and then we just erase.
No.
We have film, all these different things. So the cost does go up. So I understand why it was like that. This came out when?
1989.
1989.
In Canada.
For 89, that's not that much money.
But still, I think we would agree. I'm no filmmaker, but I think we both would agree that these people had no clue how to film movies.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Horrible.
They have no idea how to film, how to edit, how to dub, nothing.
Yeah, because only 3 years after that, Kevin Smith made Clerks for $27,000.
A stupendous film.
Yeah. So.
But the first time I watched it, I hated it. I really did. The second time I watched it, I hated it.
You watched this twice?
No, I've watched this 3 times. The third time I watched it, I still hated it, but it's just really, really funny bad. For me.
Okay. Let me see this. I tried giving this movie a watch. I really tried. I popped it in. I was staring at it for about 30 minutes, not knowing what the fuck was going on, or every little thing in this movie gets you mad.
Yeah, everything. Like
the cutting, the audio, the talking, the way how this is a fucking VHS transfer on a DVD.
Yeah.
Like everything annoyed the shit out of me. It's all fucking unwatchable. They keep cutting from the main story. That's not really a story. To fucking a chick in front of monitors.
Yeah, she's
supposed to be a TV reporter.
She's supposed to be a TV reporter, but I think since they used most of the budget to hire her, because she was a porn star, a known porn star at the time named Amber Lynn, they literally just hired her, I think, for one day. You can tell she's looking towards a monitor or reading something, and it's just a bunch of TVs in the background to make it look like she's
It's a bunch of fucking dial tube TVs behind her.
Yeah.
And then she's just looking at the camera, but her eyes are looking at the cue cards, and she's just reading from the cue cards the whole time. How? Why and how? I didn't finish the movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't finish this piece of shit. But like, did her being a reporter have anything to do with the movie?
Nothing at all. It's just her giving the sort of news. I think they just hired her for one day, and they had, oh shit, we have Amber Lynn. We'll just have her as a newscaster. We'll just add it to the story. That was it.
So, tell me, what else interesting happens in this movie, please?
Nothing interesting happens.
But how do you watch it 3 times? There's absolutely nothing interesting to take away from it.
Well, here's what makes me not love the movie, but
you love it, and it's kind of creepy.
It's creepy.
No, it's creepy that you love it, because this movie is terrible. It's unwatchable.
Well, what makes me laugh is the fact that these guys had no clue how to do practical effects. Mm-hmm. There's these things which look like tarantulas, and they're in the bathroom, they're over here, and there's just really, really bad effects. And the acting's terrible, the acting's awful, but it's just excruciating to watch, to the point that, like, you have to laugh. I laugh at it. Like, it works for me in that sense.
Yeah, you know, people. There's many movies that people say this is the worst movie ever made. Like, Manos, Hands of Fate. There's all these movies. Plan 9 from Outer Space. I think this is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you.
This is 100% the worst movie ever, and I didn't even finish it. I got to 30 minutes of it.
Well, it's sad because when you watch the ending of the film, the credits say you have just witnessed things.
Wow. Wow.
Not even the music is good.
No, everything's terrible.
Yeah, but I think this is, again, this is not a movie that you watch by yourself. This is a movie that you watch with a group of people just so you can laugh at their reactions.
That's probably the mistake I made, because I watched it alone at my house, and I couldn't...
Like, most of the time, the 3 times that I've watched this film, I'm usually doing something else. I'm not sitting watching it. This is not a movie that you sit down and concentrate and watch it. This is a movie that you're folding up laundry, or you're just playing in the background, and you're just hearing the horrible dialogue, and I laugh at it.
Your dialogue is terrible.
There's a part where there's a guy who I think is a doctor of some kind, and he just looks like a drunk bastard who just comes into the house like, oh, seems like you killed all these people, and the dialogue doesn't even make sense. It's just a lot of, like...
Not only does the dialogue not make sense a lot of times, it's almost... You can't hear it too well. It just sounds so crappy.
Because a lot of it... None of it was recorded live. I think they dubbed it afterwards.
Yeah.
But
even that sounds terrible.
That's why it makes me laugh. Because they didn't get anything right.
Nothing.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a masochist, but anything where someone who does something where they technically had everything to do a movie right, did everything wrong, makes me feel better about my life.
I don't know if they had everything right, everything to make a movie right.
They had a camera, they had money that wasn't used properly.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of money back then, though.
But you said 3 years later they made Clerks, and
Yes,
Clerks,
but look at Clerks. It just takes place in one location.
but you have a good script, you have a good story, and you have talented people. Here you have people who have no fucking clue what they're doing.
Yeah, that is 100%.
So it's not so much that, yeah, $25,000 is a lot of money, and it's not a lot of money for a movie.
Yeah, at the time it's not a lot of money. Like
right.
now you can make a pretty decent movie with $25,000.
Yeah, because you don't need to buy film. You can do everything digitally. And you have better, more advanced equipment.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is that you just have people who are incompetent. They have no clue how to make a movie.
So the directors of these, like, do they act? Are they any of the actors or the directors or the actors?
The main actor, he's a director and producer and writer of the story.
So just like Maniac Gonna Lose. Almost.
Yeah, same thing.
Writer,
that's the
director,
thing that this movie has in common. They are both the same, writer and director. Mm-hmm. So he's gone on to conventions to promote the film because it's become a cult classic and such. He even spoke, I think, to I don't know if it was John Carpenter or one of these known directors, saying, "Look, my film has become a cult classic." And
yeah, but I understand, like, so bad it's good, but this is so bad it's bad.
It's so bad it's good if you watch it with a group of people.
Maybe I
Drunk,
have to.
Or high, or I would laugh watching other people excruciating.
You would actually watch it for a fourth time?
Of course. Anyway, guys, this was our take on Maniac on the Loose and Things.
Watch Maniac on the Loose.
Watch things if you are with a group of people just to laugh at how just have no idea how to make a movie. People who have no idea how to make a movie. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comments down below. And check out Dropping Loads. Mm-hmm. They have a pretty cool channel.
Yep. We can put like a link here somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, I'll put it on the description down below. Mm-hmm. So anyway, guys, until next time. Bye.